Hello, everyone out there. I'd like to make a video that has to do with men who are suffering with prostate issues, kidney issues, and let you know you're not alone. Not too many people talk about this in the male community, I have noticed. Let me start off with telling you my story. I suffer with kidney stones all my life. Starting in early middle age, around 30 years old. And I would always pass them. I was lucky I drank a lot of beer when I was younger, back in my law enforcement days and all that deal. So I had about two or three, every about 4 or 5 years, I'd have an attack, and I would pass them. Well, when I turned 52, I had a 4 millimeter one that didn't pass. I didn't get lucky. And I was running around for 6 months, them telling me drink water, you know the bullshit. And it got lodged right above my bladder, and it wouldn't pass. And it was right at the point in which it stimulates it makes your bladder want to contract like you have to pee. And I was going through that for months on end, having always urge to piss, and there's nothing there. And it's stimulating your bladder. You know what I mean, guys? And that's enough to drive you mad. And you got your wife, they don't understand. They try to be sympathetic, maybe, and nobody cares. And so you're going crazy with that. Well, finally, after bouncing around from one doctor to another, they finally decided it was starting to get infected, and it also was blocking up, causing pressure on the kidney. You're going to lose your kidneys. So, because the pain was, you're enormous, terrible. Anyway, so I end up going. Talk about going from the fire. Talk about going from the frying pan into the fire. I go and get it done. The backyard butcher, which I will not name, went in there, and what I had found out afterwards. Let's put it this way: I went in for an outpatient. It was on a Monday morning. Be there at 5:30 in the morning. You know the routine. According to the staff, they've had people eating Burger King Whoppers at 2:33 in the afternoon. Well, guess what? I wasn't one of those. My happy ass didn't woke up. I got into surgery at 7 a.m. The next thing I know, and I know this was not normal, my eyes opened up and there was 5 people holding me down. So that tells me that everybody in that operating room, including that doctor, knew something was wrong. They pumped me up with a bunch of meds, sent me up to the room. I'm screaming in pain. I have the good old stent in me, which is normal. They have to put a stent in you to keep urethra from closing up and all that. So the stent, about 2 feet long or a foot and a half long, is up in you. And then you have a catheter in you because I was pissing clots of blood. Some is normal. I was in the hospital for a week. That ain't normal. What had come after I suffered. Okay, I was in the hospital for a week. I got home. My poor wife had to take care of me. I'm going out of my mind in agony and just miserable. Push you over the edge kind of miserable. You learn the whole new definition of on your own. And I just hope that this reaches people or somebody that's in that place, that you're not alone and someone has been there. Because there was no videos or nothing when I went through this, and no one talks about it in the hardcore, ugly way of what it does to you as a man, how you just don't want to talk to anybody. You don't. There's nothing to explain it, and the long-term problems. I mean, the immediate thing was just horrific. I mean, that's that. I'm home. It's a week, two later. I got to go in. They don't give you any painkillers anymore because, oh my God, we can't turn you into an addict. Well, guess what? I took care of my own pain management when I went to that prick after 3 days. I was home for a week, so I had my stent in me for almost 2 weeks, which is very long. They usually like to get it out within a week. But my situation was they screwed me up so bad. Anyway, went in there. Luckily, I was well medicated on my own. And they even said, oh, I've never seen, the nurse said, you handled that really well. Because when they pull that stent out, that's not a very pleasant feeling. Anyway, I had long-term issues with suddenly the doctor who's trying to cover his ass. I had three prostate exams, three over time. And they were done by lady doctors. And I'll be honest with you, I had no problem. They were perfectly fine. I mean, they examined, felt, I had this prick doctor after the guy who did the operation. When he went up there, I felt violated. And I went over that table. And that SOB said, well, you got prostatitis now because your prostate's too sensitive, and here's some antibiotics, and you'll probably never be cured, and get out of here, basically, and just, you're not 20 no more. Your flow's never going to be right again. Here's Flomax, Tomax, and they give you all this BS bullshit medicine and send you on your way. And you're standing there for 20 minutes trying to take a leak. When before you went for the surgery, you were pissing like you were a 20-year-old, and then in 1 week you're degraded down to be a 90-year-old. Well, something's wrong with that fucking picture. And you guys that's been through this shit know what I'm talking about. And leave in the comments. I want to hear if you've had these doctors that are, oh, miracle worker, if you've had good results. But I want to hear from the guys who's had bad results. Because I had some bad results. And I just like to know, I'd like to get some feedback on, people have positive, because I did not have positive results. I'm suffering with the results to this day. And if I didn't self-medicate to a point, I don't think I'd be walking around. And that's the bottom line. And the terrible, terrible treatment they give you, and you just go from one urologist to another. And now I'll be honest, I've had female urologists that were the most sympathetic. The male urologists, at least the ones I had, they were shit. You're basically screwed going. You were fine before, but here's what I had the problem with. Before you had the kidney stone, or before whatever you guys had, like if you have an enlarged prostate, blah, 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 for any reason or any kind of urology problem, they go in there. They fuck up. Like in my case, you know what a doctor told me, and I did have a good female doctor. Her theory was, you shouldn't bleed that much. The only way you could bleed is when he went in there, he cut the prostate somehow, nicked it. And that opened up a can of worms. Because the prostate, if you nick it, it'll bleed terribly. That was her theory on what happened. And when I got out of that operating room, had 5 people holding me down after you come out of recovery. I never had 5 people holding me down. They knew someone south in there. And you know how they're going to cover the doctor's ass. Everybody's not going to say nothing. They want their jobs. Because, I'll be honest, that it started when they were holding me down. And then, they take me up. My wife, God rest her soul. She was there in my room waiting for me when they finally took me into their room. I'm laying there crying. They got to put a catheter in me. I got opium. I got a fentanyl patch, opium suppository, and I'm still in enormous pain. And then every 4 hours, getting a morphine injection. You could still feel it there. That amount. My heart rate went down to 29 beats a minute at the hospital. And I could still feel that shit inside me. That's how much they had in me. And I could still feel that. And the uncomfortableness of it all. It's unbelievable. And then, like I said, on the end of it, what do you aftercare? Nothing. Flomax, Tomax, you're not 20 no more. Get used to the new normal. Have a nice day. Let me know if there's any guys out there. I hope that share this or send this to someone you know that has a prostate or a kidney issue that's a man that might benefit from someone who is kind of laying his cards on the table. I have other videos about more of my issues, but I don't want to make them too long. I'm going to be uploading a few more with some more comments I have. And please give me some feedback on this if you like it. If you like my content, what I should do better, or maybe I should just shut up and keep it all to myself. Go in the corner and rot away. Let me know. Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And if you want, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Take care.